Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 6. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report that has plenty of updates. Once again this week, we're going to have a closer look exactly at what is happening to the Trillant platform. Some updates are coming out of there, and we are also getting closer to the 1st of March, where a lot of other things is going to change and happen. We're going to have a closer look at that. And obviously, we're also going to have a closer look at all our robot trading. We have finished the beta trading also for Expert Forex. We have made a new video on this. So there's plenty of news to come. Obviously, we're going to start as always here on the Yieldnode side. And this is just a reminder again here that no weekly profits, no monthly profits. The profit will come in 1st or 2nd of April, and from there on it will be then credited to your account. So for March, and then again it's going to be another 3 months. 5% is the one they put down, and you still can't take it out. That is the name of the game as it is right now. Now we went in also just to see how well Yieldnodes is doing, how much business are they creating, new business. So for the Decenomy Pro. But the number continues to stay the same on the website here. So if this is just a technical glitch that people forgot to update it, or simply things are not moving fast enough, we know they have been advertising for a lot of different people. They've been advertising for businesses also. And obviously it would be great to see some slight improvements at least. So both on the website and also coming out of Yieldnodes, but not really much at the moment. And we're hoping and waiting for a bit of positive news, but I guess we have to wait a bit longer. Now there's a bit of a change, at least on the platform itself, where you can sell part of your investment. Remember, this started off at 30% back in 2022. And basically now we're up at 70%. It's after the 6th of February. And that now means that if you want to sell it off, you can only do so at 70%. The ones that have been in there earlier, so will still have their basically investment set. And you can see them here. They haven't changed much for the last week or so since we were in there last time. Few people need to update it still. So just for the percentage to be right, that is now because it's slightly variable, basing on the Bitcoin price is what the information we got out of Steve last week. So obviously things are getting less and less interesting for a lot of people, as the 70% now means they only get a 30% discount if you want to buy in. But again, it all depends on if you believe in the Yieldnodes project, all the things that both Steve Woods and the rest of the team is actually trying to put forward, but we have to wait and see. Now on the Decenomy coins here, we don't see much movement either. We had a look on iHost MN, and basically the return on the investment is pretty much the same as last week, within about 1%. Overall, we can still see an increase, so for the shared masternoding, but about only 1.8% for this particular week, which is not really much. But the overall coin development has also pretty much stayed status quo. Not really much is happening. So it is a flat curve, as you can see here. So it looks like it has come to almost a full stop at the bottom of the graph here. But right now it's fairly stable. And I think people have now gotten used to that nothing really happens. So no buying, no selling, no nothing. If we have a look at PNY, also here, not really much to say. The return on the investment per year has just changed slightly, so it's down by about 2%. So from last week, no major thing. So at the moment, it's at just about 63%. And that means that the shared masternoding also here is about 6% for the past week. So that seems to have dropped quite a bit. And then overall coin development is pretty much status quo overall. Nothing really changes. And that's also again due to this graph we see here. Pretty flat, and it doesn't really change much at the moment. So not really much buying or selling at all. Birake is the only one where we can see some movement, and actually a bit of positive movement. So return on the investment is slightly down. So just by a couple of percent, but that doesn't really show too much overall. This is only a picture of a moment. It will change most probably a few times a day. Normally when we go in, we can see there is a small adjustment and changes on a daily basis. Shared masternoding overall about 7-8%. So here from Birake. And overall coin development has actually been quite good. So it was down at minus 34% last week. Now it's down to minus 13, and that is obviously the only good and positive news that we can take out of the Decenomy coins at the moment. You can see the graph here. It's moving slightly upwards at the moment. So an upwards trend is always good when you have your beer coins invested. So hopefully something will happen on the exchange. There will be more speed on it, and most probably this is the place where you will see the changes made first. Changes also here from Bitcoin. Last week we saw a nice rise in Bitcoin up against 24,000. And since then, it has basically been downhill all week. And at the moment, it's just bobbing around 22,700. So interesting enough. But yeah, somebody got very excited, a big volume. So on the buying side. And since then, it has just been sliding slowly but surely downwards. Elevate Pass, not much to say here either, 0% for week 6. Now we did go out and contact also the CEO for Elevate Pass this week, because he did promise us some updates and news regarding the CoinFriend Portal here and what was to come. He was very excited when we spoke to him back in December. And we got a very short brief reply here that yes, something is coming, and yes, he wants to talk to us. And that was pretty much it. So we don't have any dates about what is actually happening. So we can't really advertise anything at the moment. So we will continue, obviously, to try and put some pressure on him and let us know exactly where this platform is going and what is to come. What is to come is on the Trillant platform here. Things are moving. They have just launched, so know your business, and that obviously is the next security level for all the different Trillant shops that are in there. They're going to start off with the ones that registered first and then basically build their way through it. They're going to try and do about 50 businesses at the moment, so per week, and that will be an extra security. So to make sure that the people that are trading, so with the Trill and the TRI, that this is secure. So we're looking very much forward to all this, and obviously we're going to hope also that some of the shopping is picking up. What is picking up is obviously the raffle. Again, this month here, we also have a monthly raffle. And again, it's a luxury sports car. We don't know exactly which one it is yet. And the way you can actually get in is obviously you have to be a Trillant member. And from there on also, you need to go and invest, not the money from the platform you have, but basically from outside, minimum $500. And you can find more information on this as usual. So through the website, as we have here on the screen, so trillant.com/raffle, and you can find all the details and information, what exactly you need to do to be part of this raffle. Now on the platform itself, nothing has really changed. When we look at the exchange rate there, it's still 5 cents. Obviously that is not the case overall, because again, we are currently looking at the two exchange platforms, and we're going to have a closer look at that in just a minute. Now the 3 packs, again, nothing has changed in here. It's the same, but if you want to be part of the raffle, don't forget that you have to go in, and you can only stake on the 52 weeks in order to be eligible for the raffle itself. You will get your 50% yield no matter if you're going to win the raffle or not. So that is definitely a good thing. And it's still paid out on a weekly basis. So we're very happy with that. We can see it's coming in. And obviously we will also have to wait and see if we're going to further expand on this investment. We have put quite a few bucks in there already. So even back then when it was called Birake. If we have a closer look now, so we are getting very, very close to another exciting moment. Obviously last week we mentioned already that now the total value you can take out of the platform, so with the TRI is $10,000, and you can do that over the 2 exchanges that is currently listing them. But also there should be a bit of news regarding Trill, and we are just waiting for the CEO's confirmation that exactly 1st of March, that we can now also take that out. Don't forget, this is a stable coin, so it's basically bound one-on-one to the US dollar. So exciting times, and one of the things that a lot of people are speculating on at the moment, if you look at the social media here, that is that when that is going to be released, most probably people are not selling the tree anymore, and that could actually give a bit of a boost to the coin overall. And again, if it gives a boost to the coin overall, also means that you could end up staking at a higher price later on, and obviously again means more money. So could come in a very positive trend, hopefully in the spring and summer. Now, if you take a look at the graph for the last week, it is pretty much the same as exactly last week. So there's hardly any difference. I think it's less than 1%. So it has trading sideways, and then we saw a massive sell-off of over 22 million. So in a very short period of time, as you can see here. And after that, it actually corrected itself again. So at the moment, we are at the exact same spot as we were last week. No up, no down, so pretty much stable. And that is obviously a good thing. If most people have now sold off, we can also see here at CoinStore, it's exactly the same price, except there wasn't a big sell-off in CoinStore. So that was actually already last week where we saw the big dip. The biggest one was up to 5 million there. Now we have changed a bit when it comes to Solar Farm and Solar Kingdom here. We already mentioned that a bit last week, that we're going to have a closer look at what we're going to do with the two Solar Farm versions. And what we have decided here is we're basically going to go over to Solar Kingdom and take some of the money out, because we don't really believe that the developers is ever going to basically tie together the version 1 and version 2. So that requires still a lot of BNB to come in. And some of the numbers we heard is about 500. As you can see here, it has actually dropped a bit in the last day, so now 149. So there's a long way to 500. And in order to get a bit more out of this, because we haven't really taken that much out of the other two platforms, then we're moving over to Solar Kingdom and trying to take a bit off the other two platforms. And we will obviously keep you informed of how that goes in the very near future. But right now we are talking about 6% per day. So that is obviously quite nice. And then you can see there is also every 9 or 10 days here an option where you can take out without any tax, and then the counter starts all over again. So exciting stuff, and we're going to have a closer look at exactly what's going to happen in the next weeks and months to come. Solar Kingdom also has the Solar Frenzy, so that again is a bit of a game of chicken here. So who is putting money in and who is the last one to actually make a bid? At the moment, the pot itself is up to 17.8 BNB. So that's quite good, but still far from the highest one, which was over 50 BNB. So quite a few weeks ago now. But the game is still on, and we'll have to see who's the lucky winner this time around. The lucky winner is maybe BNB, because that hasn't really followed the same pattern as we saw with Bitcoin. We saw it last week at around $330. And since then, it has been moving sideways, and only yesterday, so basically on Wednesday, when we Thursday is the day we make the video here, then we saw a small dip, and since then it has been moving slowly but surely up again, and at the moment it's at 321. So quite good price for BNB, where it used to be. Now, Money Tree is also one of the new EAs that we are testing at the moment. It's a bit more of a black box compared to what we normally have. And we run this on 2 different brokers at the moment. Week 5 was quite good and made 3.27% on the Blaze broker, and IG broker was a bit less, 2.9. There's a few differences between the two, and if you want to know more about it, we have videos on here, both on the YouTube channel and also on our website, so you can go and find them there. Now, this is the first video that we made, so if you follow that one and find the video in there, you will see a lot more about how we are testing, how it's set up. and also where you can go and find the individual details. So through these two links that you see here. So we have decided to share everything with you. You can follow every single trade. So it is only a few seconds slow from our MT4 platforms that we have set this up on. So it's very easy to follow all our trades. You end up on the FX Blue site, and you can then go and have a look, see what currency pairs are trading, what are the monthly returns, what are the weekly returns. And as you can see, they're not too bad at the moment. So we are looking at weekly returns of about 2% from the Blaze and 8% on a monthly basis. Very similar to what we have on most of our profit retriever robots, maybe a bit higher on the robots from Expert Forex. IG Broker, you can also find here, it says 7% and just below 2% on the weekly profit. It has been in a bit of a drawdown with a few trades, so in this particular week. And that also means that the profit might not be as high as for next week as what we have seen in the past. Now we have plenty of copy links, and we made you aware of those already last week. We said we had 5 new ones here. And that now means that our entire portfolio is up to 23 EAs. They continue to do extremely well and has been very, very stable for a long time. And the interesting part here is now that portfolio has surpassed $400,000 of balance in total. And one of the interesting things here is the floating profit. Because obviously, when you look at the numbers themselves, $27,780, it sounds like a massive number here. So, but when you consider that you are playing around with 400,000 or a bit more, then the drawdown on the entire portfolio is actually only 6.8%, which is quite astonishing when you consider sometimes the individual EAs on the profit retriever. They can give a bit of a drawdown in the area of maybe 20 or 30%. So, but only from time to time. Most of the time they do behave, and they stay below 10%. Now the profit, so for week 5 is also here, and it's a bit of a strange one because normally we see at least a couple of the top 5s doing a couple of thousand. And this particular week was a bit more average for every single of the currency pairs that we are trading. We had profits on, I think it was about 80 or 85% of all the EAs made extremely good profit. And as you can see here, they are not sky high, but definitely 9.25 for the Aussie Japanese, 9.3%, the US CAT 7.6, and the Euro New Zealand 6.8. And a lot of these made more than 5%. Even the ones that are just below here, it was also doing quite well with $400 or $500. So interesting enough overall. For that particular week, I think we made just around the $10,000 mark. So $3,606 for the top 5, or 7.2%, is actually quite low compared to what we have seen before. Sometimes the top 5 EAs are making somewhere between 60 to 70% of the overall portfolio profit on the week. So interesting week, but nice to see that all of them are cashing in. Now, if you want to know more about the profit retriever, so if you want to trade it yourself, we have everything on the website as usual. If you think this is too much work, or you simply think that you can get the same percentages, you can go to the copy link trading, and we have all the different details for you there, how to get started, links for Expert Forex, brokers, VPS, you name it, everything can be found in there. Now, and we also have obviously new videos, we have new EAs, and in the last couple of weeks we've been testing the Spaghetti Trader EA from Expert Forex, and now the beta test was done. It actually finished on Saturday on the weekend, and we have this video here where we tell you a bit about what we actually learned and some of the things also that we would like to see in the robot in the future. We'll have to see exactly how that's going to go with Expert Forex, if they're going to take all the different suggestions into the new EA or not. But at least we got a nice email back from Alex here again to all the Premium Forum beta testers. Again, a big thank you. So for doing the trading with the Spaghetti tester and testing overall. And he also mentioned here that they will now test and go through all the different details that we have provided for them in the forum over the next 2 weeks. And most probably the launch date for this particular EA will be the 22nd of February. So that is good and interesting, and obviously we hope that all the constructive feedback that we have given will be added into the retriever, but you can find more on that in the video I just showed you before. Now also Alex has made a few videos this week, and again this is very much for the promoting of the copy link service here because it is going extremely well. And he's again just telling you why you should actually get in on the link service itself. He will show you some of the profits overall from the individual accounts. And also he made a bit of a second video here for the trade copy service, where one of the traders is looking at live account and sharing this with everybody, and at the same time just mentions that there's a trial for the copy service for 14 days that you can join. Now in this particular video that he is mentioning here, we can see that the trader has actually got a couple of hour signals in here, which is great. We can see that gold on the 16C here made 11%, and the other one, US CAT, made 20% gain. So obviously very good numbers overall, and you can see the rest of them are not too far behind, so they are still looking quite good, and that is extremely good for a monthly profit. Now the last thing I wanted to tell you a bit about here is for the people that are trading, we can see there's a few updates that has been coming through both on the MT platform itself, but also on the profit retriever. So where you are, or well, not really the profit retriever, but the trend sender that you are using, or we are using for the trade sender and also the receiver part, there is updates out there. So make sure you always have the latest version to make sure that all your trades come in a reasonable time, and function is 100%. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. As always, we hope that you enjoyed all the different projects that we are currently involved in. And if you're interested in more of them, you can obviously go to our YouTube channel, you can go to our website, or you can send us an email, and we'll be happy to help you and discuss anything from our projects. So thank you for today, and I hope to see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.